married life?
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great. It's
Well,
like
you're at a year now, right?
almost a year, yeah. It takes a long time to get to that, I think. There's been definitely past relationships where I've been like, it's just so hard, and it's just like, is this how it's supposed to be? And then you get to the one and you're like, oh my God. Like, if only I knew when I was younger, you know, like that this is what it's like, you know? So it's amazing.
You also recently attended Kim Kardashian's master class.
I did.
You were in the audience, though. Like, it wasn't like...
For 4 hours.
Okay, now tell me, I need to know everything. Like, why, and then what was it like?
Well, why is because Mario has actually done my own makeup in New York a lot of the time. So just recently, actually. So when I was there in New York, me being like who I am, I sometimes actually do my own makeup for events. Like I just either will be like, I could just do it myself. Like I am that type of chick, and that's pretty much what like the hot mess is about too. So I wanted to learn to like get better at doing makeup, and I kept on saying like, oh, how did you do that? And how did you do that? And he's like, you know, I have a master class in California soon. And I was like, oh, really? And he's like, you should come to it. Like, you get to learn a whole look. And I'm like, oh, I'm so down for that. So Kim Kardashian was actually who he did the makeup on.
Yeah.
And I sat there for 4 hours and I watched her get her makeup done.
Okay, I heard there's a term called baking.
Oh, yeah.
What is baking about?
Baking is like, pretty much I think it's like setting the under eye. I feel like that's what he doesn't use that term really.
Okay.
So he kind of like was like, oh, this is what they call baking, but it's pretty much like, I think, like setting the actual makeup, because he's all about blending with the makeup blender.
Okay.
And then it's all about blending. It's like, you know, he's not about having it look super light underneath the eye, but he does do a lighter shade of concealer, and then he like lets it kind of sit. I think
But
that's
does he
what the
put like
baking is.
all that powder, like a lot of it there, and just leave it and then later brushes it off? Is that...
I don't think, no. I mean, it wasn't like 2 hours later.
I was like assuming, I'm like, is that what it was?
No,
Okay,
it's
so
just
what
like we're setting it and then like going to eyelashes and coming back and stuff.
So Kim's up there, totally naked faced, and he starts
Yeah.
fresh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very beautiful.
What was the biggest thing you learned, or what were your like best takeaways?
That she has great skin. From the start. So, no, I learned so much.
Did you take notes? Like, did you have a notebook?
I took 4 pages of notes. I for sure.
Were people dying that you were in the audience? Were there any other celebrities?
No. Well, Anastasia, who is, you know, known for like the
Yeah, of
eyebrows, was
course.
there. Yeah, no, there was like, it definitely was hard because, you know, everybody wanted to take pictures, but the one thing is you could not take pictures at first, so I felt bad because I was just like, they said if you have your camera out, you will get like kicked out of the class. So I was like, oh guys, like I can't really take pictures. I don't want you to get kicked out. But no, it was like it was like a room full of makeup artists, I think, from all over the world. So it was really awesome to see. But I got tips. I learned how to do, you know, more about what products to use and how to use them versus, you know, like just kind of stuff I didn't really, you know, like there was like how to do a smoky eye, and I'm not very great at the smoky eye. I'm good at like cat eye, you know, so it was cool.
Yeah.
It was really cool. I'll put that on my hot mess site as well.
Yeah,
so
of course.
You can learn the tricks.
You should blog about your whole experience.
I am.
Yeah.
I am.
Absolutely.
I was like, this is going to be great.
Well, and also the fact that he's done your makeup is really cool.
Yeah.
Like,
he
was
did my
he
makeup for the
like your
Tonys.
favorite experience, or how does he rate?
Yeah, I mean, I work with tons of makeup artists who are so talented, and I love every single one of them. But he was just, with him it was different just because I said this in the interview for people. I watched the show. It's a guilty pleasure of mine. And so I've seen him on it, and I was actually starstruck by him.
Oh my God.
I was like, oh my God, Mario's here.
You're amazing.
But he's great because I think he like really caters to like what you like, what kind of makeup. You know, I'm not always love heavy makeup, so he wasn't really heavy on me. And he's just a really nice guy. He is so professional, very quiet, comes in, gets the job done, and like kind of leaves. So yeah, and it lasts so long. That was one of the things too that I loved about him, is that I got my makeup done in New York at 7 a.m. for a clipped press. I went on a plane because I told my publicist, I'm like, I have got to be home to watch the show with the cast. So I left New York to get home to watch the show with the cast. After flying and everything, I took a picture and I was like, my makeup is still like completely intact and amazing.
Hey.
So yeah, it's
He's
long
got some
lasting.
skill.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Clipped, because my favorite part is that it's set in Boston.
Yes.
Obviously being from Boston. And I love hearing the accent. Tell me about, was there a moment where you were going to do this too, or?
The accent? Yeah, we tested you know, when we auditioned, they asked for the accent. And then when we tested, they're like, okay, if it's not perfect, lose the accent. When we did the pilot, we had like an actual, you know, guy who came in and taught us it. But it just kind of like, for the guys, they do it because it's so good and you want like the taste of Boston.
Yeah.
But for the women specifically, it's such a hard accent. It's like a harsh. It's like super, it's like it comes off a little bit like aggressive.
It's super harsh.
So for the girls, they were like, it was messing with the actual, like, because I'm like the girl next door, and it's just like kind of messed with the character a little bit too much. So
that makes sense.
George Wendt also was like, we don't want to be the TV show The Departed, you know, like where it's like aggressively coming at you at all times. So it's good for it to be trickled in, you know.
It's fun.
So yeah,
I enjoy it.
Yeah, it's really good. I love the accent though. It's really fun to like, you know, when the guys are doing it, you kind of like, you get like a little bit, you know, like you start to do
give
it a little
Give me
bit.
your best. Give me something.
Oh my God.
I packed my car and have it yad.
I packed the car, like.
I love it.
Yeah.
See, now next time you see Mark Wahlberg, you can pop up to him and be like,
I know.
I know what it is.
I actually did watch The Fighter when I was testing for it, just to hear,
you?
like, some of the stuff, but I thankfully didn't have to do it in the end.
Yeah. It's a really tough one.
It is. And it's like, especially because you want it to be like, you know, authentic, and you don't, each episode, you're like focused on so many things, and the guys also have to focus on like the accents as well. Like, they will call us out and be like, that's not how you say that, like, for sure.
Oh my God.
So yeah.
So fun. Are you having fun with the show?
I'm having a blast. It's so much fun. The cast is like, we're all best friends. So every Tuesday night we get together and have these viewing parties, and we live tweet, and it's just like, the network doesn't even have to ask us to do these things because we naturally do it.
Oh.
And it's so much fun. Last week, they made me do improv at UCB with them because they all come from improv, and mainly a lot of them are UCB. So it was my first improv show I've ever done in my life.
No way.
It was the scariest thing I've ever done.
And you just went, you're like, okay, I'm going to bite the bullet and do this.
Me and Ryan Pinkston, we were like, okay, this is not what we do, but it was the whole cast of Clipped doing it in front of an audience. And we knew we were like good because the whole cast was there and they're used to doing it, so we felt safe enough. But I think I just had a moment backstage where I was just like, you know what? You only live once. So like, try stuff that's going to challenge you and be different. And so I was just like, I went out there and did it. It was
sink or swim.
crazy.
What happened?
Yeah, it went really well.
Yeah?
Like, my sister was there, my husband was there, my friend, and they were like laughing, and I had some good zingers, and so I felt like I was just, it was an adrenaline rush. It was crazy.
How fun.
Yeah.
So are you going to do it again?
Oh yeah, the next day, Mike Castle, the lead guy on Clipped, wasn't there with us because he's been away. So I was getting all these phone calls like, you got to do my show. And I was like, oh, I'm like now like the improv queen over here. So I'm totally doing more.
Oh my gosh, you got to tweet and tell people so everyone can come.
Oh yeah. I don't know about that yet.
No, it'd be so
good.
great. So now what can we expect for the rest of the season? Where is everyone going character-wise?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, Danny and AJ are really developing, and you're seeing kind of like where they are at because Danny has such a thing for AJ. You know, the episode last night is really, really, really fun. It was one of my favorite episodes because he ends up seeing someone else, and I'm like so not okay with it. Mm-hmm. So all of the characters, I think, for this first season, you're just like getting to know them. So I hope everybody's enjoying it.